Hey, love bugs, what's up? I hope you're having a good morning, noon, night, whenever this video may reach you. Do your girl a favor and hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell so you can get that ding whenever I upload a new video. So today, we are going to be letting you guys chime in on your thoughts about Donald Trump beating Kamala Harris and becoming the 47th president. We're also going to take a look at Kamala's speech because we didn't get to look at it yesterday. Hey, JD Illuminated. So we're going to play her speech, her final thoughts on how she felt, as far as her time running the race against Donald Trump. And yeah, y'all, we did a poll and y'all said that y'all wanted to come back and y'all wanted to talk about y'all's thoughts on this presidential election. We are not necessarily a political based channel. However, this is what's going on right now. We're in this world and we got to keep our pulse to the streets. What's up, Unique? Hey, Sinquavia. Hey, guys, Anointed. Hey, Tanya. Yes, we back at it, child. I don't know what was going on. My alarm was going off, and then somebody, anyways, I don't need to be telling y'all my business, but I don't know what's happening. So we had to resume our last live. We had to resume our last live. But the one that we did with Halle Bailey, and once I open the call lines for this, you guys can chime in on that topic as well. Wait, I'm trying to find Kamala's speech so we could take a look at it. Hold on, you guys. Let me see. Kamala. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry, y'all. But baby, I've been under the goddamn weather, child. Did y'all hear that? Yo, it happened twice. I'm like, why is that happening? I don't have the oven on. The stove is not on. Like, it's bizarre.
Kamala Harris is about to come before the cameras at her alma mater, Howard University in Washington, D.C., to concede her loss to former President Donald Trump. The vice president, of course, hoped to give a different speech last night, but here she is today. After learning that she has lost the election to the former president, she's at her alma mater in Washington, D.C., where so many supporters had gathered last night, hoping that they would hear a much different speech from the vice president. Today, delivering this speech.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So let me say, and I love you back. And I love you back. So let me say, at least she has a big, bright smile on her face. She doesn't look, like she's upset. My heart is full today. My heart is full today, full of gratitude for the trust you have placed in me, full of love for our country, and full of resolve. The outcome of this election is not what we wanted, not what we fought for, not what we voted for, but hear me when I say, the light of America's promise will always burn bright. As long as we never give up. It's people that's really crying, like, what is going on? And as long as we keep
fighting. My beloved Doug and our family, I love you so very much. To President Biden and Dr. Biden, thank you for your faith and support. To Governor Walz and the Walz family, I know your service to our nation will continue. And to my extraordinary team, to the volunteers who gave so much of themselves, to the poll workers and the local election officials, I thank you all. Look, I am so proud of the race we ran and the way we ran it. Over the 107 days of this campaign, we have been intentional about building community and building coalitions, bringing people together from every walk of life and background, united by love of country with enthusiasm and joy in our fight for America's future. And we did it with the knowledge that we all have so much more in common than what separates us. Now, I know, folks.
How long is this? Because I haven't seen this. Is this whole thing 20 minutes? That's a long. She was talking for 20 minutes. Dang. All right.
We're feeling and experiencing a range of emotions right now. I get it. But we must accept the results of this election. Earlier today, I spoke with President-elect Trump and congratulated him on his victory. I also told him that we will help him and his team with their transition, and that we will engage in a peaceful transfer of power.
Oh, that was a dig at Trump having the people storm the Capitol when he was not reelected, child. That was definitely a dig. She said a peaceful transfer of power. Okay.
A fundamental principle of American democracy is that when we lose an election, we accept the results. That principle, as much as any other, distinguishes democracy from monarchy or tyranny. And anyone who seeks the public trust must honor it. At the same time, in our nation, we owe loyalty not to a president or a party, but to the Constitution of the United States. And loyalty to our conscience and to our God. My allegiance to all three is why I am here to say, while I concede this election, I do not concede the fight that fueled this campaign. The fight for freedom, for opportunity, for fairness, and the dignity of all people. A fight for the ideals at the heart of our nation, the ideals that reflect America at our best. That is a fight I will never give up. I will never give up.
They really balling in the audience. It's really that for me. And they balling. Dang. I think we're going to be okay, you guys. I truly, in my heart of hearts, feel like we're going to be okay.
The fight for a future where Americans can pursue their dreams, ambitions, and aspirations, where the women of America have the freedom to make decisions about their own body and not have their government telling them what to do. We will never give up.
Now that I agree with. We have way too much, like the government has way too much power and control over us. I agree with that 1,000,000%.
the fight to protect our schools and our streets from gun violence.
I agree with that too.
And America, we will never give up the fight for our democracy, for the rule of law, for equal justice, and for the sacred idea that every one of us, no matter who we are or where we start out, has certain fundamental rights and freedoms that must be respected and upheld.
See, now this is the speech that she should have been giving on the campaign trail. If she would have been talking like this and with this much conviction and really, really just laying it out that she's for the people, I feel like maybe there may have been a difference in opinion when it came to people feeling like they could trust her to run the country and to actually vote for her.
And we will continue to wage this fight in the voting booth, in the courts, and in the public square. And we will also wage it in quieter ways, in how we live our lives, by treating one another with kindness and respect, by looking in the face of a stranger and seeing a neighbor, by always using our strength to lift people up, to fight for the dignity that all people deserve. The fight for our freedom will take hard work, but like I always say, we like hard work. Hard work is good work. Hard work can be joyful work. And the fight for our country is always worth it. It is always worth it. To the young people who are watching, it is, to the young people who are watching, it is okay to feel sad and disappointed, but please know it's going to be okay.
Exactly.
On the campaign, I would often say, when we fight, we win. But here's the thing. Sometimes the fight takes a while. That doesn't mean we won't win. That doesn't mean we won't win. The important thing is don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. Don't ever stop trying to make the world a better place. You have power. You have power. And don't you ever listen when anyone tells you something is impossible because it has never been done before. You have the capacity to do extraordinary good in the world. And so to everyone who is watching, do not despair. This is not a time to throw up our hands. This is a time to roll up our sleeves. This is a time to organize, to mobilize, and to stay engaged for the sake of freedom and justice and the future that we all know we can build together. Look, many of you know, I started out as a prosecutor, and throughout my career, I saw people at some of the worst times in their lives. People who had suffered great harm and great pain, and yet found within themselves the strength and the courage and the resolve to take the stand.
Thank you for the super chat.
To take a stand, to fight for justice, to fight for themselves, to fight for others. So let their courage be our inspiration. Let their determination be our charge. And I'll close with this. There's an adage an historian once called a law of history. true of every society across the ages. The adage is, only when it is dark enough can you see the stars. So many people feel like we are entering a dark time, but for the benefit of us all, I hope that is not the case. But here's the thing, America, if it is, let us fill the sky with the light of a brilliant, brilliant billion stars. The light of optimism, of faith, of truth, and service. It's you. And may that work guide us, even in the face of setbacks, toward the extraordinary promise of the United States of America. I thank you all. May God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America. I thank you.
Vice President Kamala Harris at Howard University, likely the most difficult speech.
Oh, damn. If she would have been talking this way throughout her campaign, like, I feel like people would have felt her way more. Like, that speech was beautiful. The way she delivered it was like, she was serious. She meant every word she said. She wasn't cackling. She wasn't trying to put on, it didn't give minstrel show. She wasn't speaking with all different types of dialects. And it's okay, because I'm an entertainer. I be speaking in different dialects, child. Y'all already know I be a Southern belle, a city slicker, and I be sounding like I'm from the Midwest at any given time. But that was a really good speech. Thank you, Getting Lucky in Kentucky, for the super sticker. Child, at the end of the day, rent due on the first, period. I don't think we're entering a dark time. Your words manifest your reality. Exactly, authentically, Erica. And this is why I said multiple times, I'm like, we're going to be okay. We've always been okay. It never mattered who was in office, because we never got anything specifically done for us. Like, so we've always, like, and Amberella said it too, we've always had to make a way. We've always had to. This country, things have never, ever been laid out for us to prosper. And that's how you know we are magical people. We are a force to be reckoned with. You know what I'm saying? And if all of us could band together, every race of people, and really, like, get together, we could change the world. We really could. But they had to create race so that they could separate us, so that we wouldn't unionize, so that other groups of people would see themselves as better and as other, when at the end of the day, ain't nobody really getting the best end of the stick unless you rich. That's just the bottom line. Ain't stop around here, period. She did give speeches like this on the trail. People who were sitting around arguing about whether or not she was really black. You know what, Maura, you might be right, but I didn't catch them. And it's unfortunate, but, you know, people harp on what they harp on. And I don't know, she didn't win. So whatever she did, it wasn't enough. And that's okay. Because we still have to put on and fend for ourselves, like I've said before, because it doesn't matter what color is in the office. We still have to fend for ourselves and make a better day for ourselves, and make a better day for the youngins coming up underneath us. Sometimes someone has to be on the bottom. We need to make a change so it isn't us anymore. Oh, that's that one. That one. I'm trying to see if anything else has come out about Trump. No, they're just basically showing his speech from last night. Charlemagne reacted to it. Copyright. Maybe I could play it without showing it. Let's see. Like, we could just listen to the audio of what Charlemagne the God had to say, because, you know, he be acting like he a politician now here and there, jail. So let's just do this, and we'll just play it.
This is a miracle. To the latest on that.
Okay, white supremacist violence is all.
Please tell me, why was I your donkey of the day?
Donkey of the day for Wednesday, November 6th. I don't even really have a donkey of the day. I just want to talk to us, my fellow Americans. Listen, America has spoken, and they spoke loud and clear. Donald Trump will be the 47th president of the United States of America. I have friends on the right. I have friends on the left. I have friends in the independents. And regardless of who we all decided to vote for yesterday, guess what? Donald Trump is now all of our president again. I don't want to fight anyone. I don't want to argue with anyone because at the end of the day, we are all Americans and we all want what's best for this country. I hope. Okay, I know today Democrats are going to be looking for someone to blame. Let me be the first to tell you it's not just one thing. I personally feel like Donald Trump speaks to people's grievances better than Democrats do. I know people are going to talk about misinformation and the dumbing down of society. I understand all of that, but you don't have to be intelligent to know you can't pay your bills. You don't have to be intelligent to know you can't afford groceries. People will forget what you did. They will forget what you said.
This is what I was saying, and people were getting mad, like, oh, well, we gonna see what happened. I mean, we don't know what things could have got worse under Kamala. We don't know. We just don't know. We gotta just sit back and see. This is the hand that we have been dealt. However, the hand that we have been dealt as far as the government goes ain't never outright been in Black folk favor. That's my only point. In the live streams that we did today. That was my bottom line, period.
But they will never forget how you made them feel. And to millions of Americans, tens of millions of Americans, they simply felt financially better when Trump was in office. I don't think it's fair to just chalk up, Trump winning to racism, sexism, homophobia, anti-Semitism. Yes, he tapped into all of the worst things America has ever had to offer. And there are a lot of people who agree with his rhetoric and voted for him because of those reasons. But I truly believe most people voted for him because they want more money in their pocket and they want to feel safe. Look, I know the economy does better under Democrat presidents, but Democrats haven't been able to make the American people believe that. I know the border is a bipartisan issue, but Democrats spend a lot of time acting like it wasn't an issue. Democrats created the sanctuary cities. Democrats told them to come on in. Meanwhile, Republicans were putting migrants on buses and planes and sending them to those sanctuary cities. And then Democrats had to change course. But it might have been too little too late because at the end of the day, once again, when you see all that money going to migrants, going to the border issue, all you can think to yourself is they have billions for that, but aren't making investments into the communities right here in America. You see homeless people everywhere. You don't have no money in your pocket.
Charlemagne is laying flat out why a lot of people voted for Trump. And this is what nobody wants to think about. And for a lot of American citizens, these issues supersede whether or not you could terminate a child past 6 weeks in certain states. It superseded that. It's unfortunate to some people. It's unfortunate, and to others, that's not a major life or death issue. That is not something that readily affects your livelihood because we can control our bodies. I know we don't want to hear this, ladies. I have had a termination before. I will tell you all the truth. However, it is because I allowed somebody to shoot my club up, child. And of course, a nigga tried to trap me, but that's another story for another day. We can get into that on another live stream. But whether or not I could go to the grocery store and afford a dozen of eggs, I'll take y'all with me to the grocery store and I'll be showing y'all the prices. I've been trying to buy a can of almond butter. That motherfucker is $19.99. They got a jar of almond butter for $13. I'm like, this is outrageous. And that's just almond butter. And that's a luxury. That's not even a necessity. Like eggs, the prices of eggs have finally seemingly gone back down to a normal rate. But milk, the cheese has gone up. Everything it's really not affordable. If you are a family and you have children, if you have multiple children, I couldn't imagine the way that I eat, the way that I am I'm more on the health conscious kick. I couldn't imagine having to shop for a family of 4 with cash. It's ridiculous.
You don't know how you're going to pay your bills. You face an eviction. Listen, I'm not saying Trump is going to fix all of that. All I'm saying is Donald Trump has made people feel like he will fix all that in a way that Democrats haven't. Once again, don't just chalk it up to racism, sexism. Okay, I believe those things play a role, but at the end of the day, it's the economy, stupid. And Democrats might just be really out of touch with what everyday Americans are feeling. Now, I didn't want to come on here today and be all doom and gloom. I have absolutely zero reason to believe Donald Trump is going to be a president that brings people together, but I'm going to be optimistic.
Honestly, I feel like he is going to bring people together because we are finally recognizing that we have to create some type of coalition. We have to create some type of organization. We have to start working together to change things in the way that we need them to change. We cannot continuously rely on a government that is not doing a damn fucking thing specifically for our likeness. So maybe this is what we need to wake the fuck up and get the ball rolling.
Because I don't know any other way to be. I hope this isn't the beginning of Donald Trump's revenge tour. I hope this is the golden age of America, as he said. I hope all the nut-ass things Trump said he was going to do, he doesn't do, because one thing Vice President Kamala Harris said repeatedly is Trump has an enemies list. I have a to-do list. There is a lot of things that need to be done in America, and I hope he gets to doing. And we, the people, need to look alive on the ground, because you have a Republican Party that has a majority in the Senate. Judge Samuel Alito and Clarence Thomas, they'll probably retire. That means Trump will get 2 more Supreme Court picks. So what I'm basically saying is there is nothing we can do right now to try to come together some way, somehow. That's it. Huffington Post just posted an article with the headline, Trump just ran the most racist campaign in modern history and won. What are we supposed to do about that? Okay, I'm looking at some of these numbers. I don't even know if these are true, but I'm looking at the numbers. I'm seeing high Hispanic, voters nationwide voted for him. I'm seeing a slight uptick in black men.
A lot of Hispanics are racist, and we just got to say it. A lot of Hispanics are more racist. A lot of just other people of color are more racist than just straight clear folk. That's the elephant in the room that a lot of people do not like to address, but I have experienced that from them. I've experienced xenophobia from Latin Americans. It's bizarre because they're in America and have the nerve to be feeling some type of way about Black Americans. Child, it's a lot going on, and a lot of them don't see themselves at in the census. They mark white, like they don't see themselves as y'all picking up what I'm putting down. We could get into that another day.
52% of white women. We can keep saying, Trump is a threat to democracy, but nobody's treating him like one. Not the media, not the DOJ, and certainly not the voters, because they spoke last night. America got the president it voted for, and America got the president it deserved. But now I'm simply asking, how can we all coexist civilly? That's what I'm thinking about today. That's what I'm thinking about right now. People are hitting me saying things like, we're about to live in a world that looks like our grandparents' world or worse. People are saying this is going to be Jim Crow 2.0. I don't know. But I don't think that's what any of us want, right? It might be too much to process right now. It is early in the morning, okay? This is all just hitting us. So if you want to get back to this later, I'm fine with that. But I just want us to start thinking about it because it's going to be a lot of work. But I know God is the best author and finisher. And I don't know what God is trying to tell us right now. I don't know what story God is writing. When I'm listening, please just hit the hee-haw. That's all I got for you right now. That's it.
This is exactly why people don't read. These stories be so crazy.
What story you read just now?
Just America. That's what's happening right now. Best author, best finisher, read. Are you slow? Like, what is happening?
You loaded this truck this morning, huh?
I am. I have been all morning. I don't know if y'all in here so hopeful.
You just scared.
So
you scared her earlier, Charlamagne. You told her that the wig on tripling prices. She been nervous ever since you said that.
Donald Trump was
ever since you said that.
I ain't nervous. You know what I did?
Quadruple. But that's gonna be the least of
I
your
already
worries.
started my chat about my silk presses. I ain't worried.
But that's gonna be the least.
Hair under here is
Trust
good,
me when
baby.
I tell you, that's gonna be the least of your worries.
But that's why I'm scared.
But I'm hoping it's not. Am I wrong for wanting to be optimistic?
No, we should be optimistic.
wrong
We got 4
for
years. We
hoping
should.
No, we might have.
Hey, my Party City Wig. What's up, boo?
What's good, mama?
So how you feeling about this election?
I feel like a lot of times I wonder about our people, which is black people's mental state, and do they have like a mental defect? Because why am I seeing as if we did not already have Donald Trump as president? I'm seeing people, he's gonna send us to Africa. I'm seeing huh?
Go ahead. No, I was saying that's what I was saying, but go ahead.
Why am I seeing black women? I want to go to sleep. He gonna come back and steal my edges, and I'm gonna be a slave. I'm just like, are you serious right now?
Excuse me.
So
crazy.
did you exactly? Was you a slave from 2016 to 2020? Did he enslave you then?
Lord.
Did you? I'm just like, are you like? It's like, what is wrong with us? Like, what is wrong with us?
Yeah, you're right. Hey, Cynthia G.
And I'm saying it's like, oh, he gonna beat the police, gonna beat y'all and everything. The police still beating our ass. It don't matter if that damn Donald Duck was the damn president. Joe Biden, the police didn't start whooping ass when Joe Biden got in there.
Oh, this is a good one.
If somebody let me know something. Let me know. Because I could have sworn I could have seen people getting their ass whooped every other day. So when they stop whooping ass, please tell me.
This is multiple things could exist at the same time, and you're right.
But my thing is, I don't like how in some cases we get so wrapped up when people, I guess we can say the Democrats tell us something. This woman, Camilla, was never black. This woman has never claimed to be black. This woman don't even like black dick. So why the hell this woman could just come out the woodwork this summer and say, hey, y'all, I wash mustard greens in the tub. I eat fried chicken and eat chitlins.
God. Wait a minute. Hold up. Thank you, Cynthia G, for the super chat. She said the black women who voted for Trump are Christians, and Christianity says women cannot lead. Voting for a woman will go against what their male God wants. I don't worship male gods, and that is insane. I've never even thought about it that way. That's religious purposes. I just figured people just didn't like the high prices of food and the cost of living. And
yes,
her race doesn't matter. The fact that she's a woman doesn't. And we're not in a country where they're gonna let a woman be president. That's true too. Very much so, patriarchy and misogyny.
And you're absolutely right. I agree with that. There's plenty of countries that have women as presidents multiple times. We're just apparently not going to be that country. And I'm not saying I'm a Donald Trump fan. I'm not saying I'm a Republican. Because at this point, I'm Democrat. I'm not a Democrat. I'm independent. Because I feel like both sides of everybody full of shit at this point.
Same.
Because when the coronavirus came, when Donald Trump was talking about it's China, it came from China, it's the China virus. I didn't appreciate how he handled that situation. But I'm not gonna sit here and be like Joe Biden got in there. Next thing you know, this dude opened the damn border and the gates of hell and say, everybody just bring your ass on over here. We're not gonna pretend like the people from Palestine and everyone else that's just came over here just didn't commit crimes and all this other stuff. I'm seeing in New York, a lot of times kids got to be forced out of the school to be homeschooling to house Palestine war refugees in the schools. I'm seeing all over TikTok. But we want to make it seem like, Joe Biden just came through and just gave the world the greatest blessings. No, the motherfucker didn't do shit, but sit there and have dementia, fall asleep, and play with his wife fishnet stockings. So I'm not. It's
oh God.
And with us, all it took was this woman say, "I'm black, y'all. I'm black, y'all. I'm blackity black. I'm black." Where? Someone please.
Excuse me. It says that black women voted Democrat though, and 77% of black men voted Democrat. Oh wow! See, I didn't look at this before. I don't know.
And it's like that's what I'm saying. All this woman had to do is bring Beyonce, bring Cardi B, who ain't even close to being black, but for some reason she's allowed to say nigga.
Oh,
she's
God.
allowed to. She's apparently liking black dick and licking it and singing it.
I'm saying the D word so much. I'm not trying to get no flag.
Oh, my bad. Liking black men, but apparently it's just just singing into black men's watching names like a microphone. Apparently that makes you black. I guess her being a baby mama makes you black. I don't know, but my thing is, It took her to do all that. All them black folks, all those celebs, Lady Gaga, Usher, all these other people to endorse her. But what did she really say she was going to do? She basically said in one of her rallies, before Megan Thee Stallion got out there and got her legs open and patted her coochie, she wasn't going. She was to change anything. She was going to basically, it was just going to be like it is been the last 4 years. We don't want that. We don't want millions and billions of our dollars shipped to people who live across in a war that has nothing to do with us. And they know for a fact Donald Trump and what's that Russian man, whatever love-hate relationship they got, they know Donald Trump is not about to send out one red penny over there.
Ooh, oh, you talking about Putin?
Putin, daddy, whatever his name is. He know they already said that man helped him get in the election back in 2016. So you know they're not going to, that man's not going to send no money over there. And Donald Trump said the first thing he's going to do, everybody about to go. Everybody that's over here that Joe Biden just opened the gates of hell and let in, they're about to go. And now they press like some school pantsers, and now they mad talking about, oh my God, I can't believe all this is happening. All this is can't believe. No, I actually agree with him. Why is all these people over here? And why is all our money getting sent across the universe, but yet we have homeless rate has been at its highest, Love Jones.
Yeah. Wait, Cynthia G, thank you so much for the super stickers. I appreciate you. She said, I just find it hard to believe that Donald Trump got the popular vote. He didn't even get the popular vote for the first time he ran. Well, it seems like it was electoral college votes that he got. The people in the powers that be did not want Kamala in office. That's what it seems. I don't know.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's the fact that this woman played in our faces. In every interview she did, it was basically fear-mongering Donald Trump. That's crazy. Everything you couldn't even ask, well, what you gonna do? But Donald Trump, he did this. He called Asian people rice pickers. It's like, well, is anything you're gonna do about how everyone feels about the job prices? How the fact that a gallon of milk is $85 now? What are you gonna do about that? Donald Trump wears a toupee. Donald Trump wife is Russian. He gonna help the Russians because his wife is Russian. I'm like, how ain't nobody asked you that?
You are hilarious.
And then you go, I'm not Indian, I'm black.
Oh,
I'm looking, I said, I see the little red dot on your forehead. I can hear, I honestly can smell the ceviche on your breath. You is not black. Where? You don't even want black penis. Everyone everyone I see around her is white. Even her stepkid's white. So what are you talking about? All of a sudden, you're trying to have a black accent. You got Megan Thee Stallion with her messed up foot, with her lying ass, up there dancing on stage. You got Glorilla. Glorilla couldn't even perform her music because it was so much cussing.
Yeah, so much like that. That it was given minstrel show. I'm like, is this what we're reduced to? Like, dang, is this our representation? Like, you just gonna bring these people out here to twerk something? Like, I just that wasn't tasteful, and it didn't seem appropriate.
It wasn't, but I guess it was all fine and dandy because Beyonce came out and spoke.
Oh, Cynthia G, what exactly did she lie about? What do you?
Everything that she said. Everything the fact that number one, her being black, simple. Where is she black at? Why, if you honestly care about the black voters and care about them, why didn't you just bring out someone who was black and have them question you about things that normal black people are concerned about? Nobody's concerned about going to a Megan Thee Stallion concert. No one wants to see all that. But you're not doing that for the white voters. You're not sitting there pandering to them and saying, bringing out Dolly Parton and
But
her.
see, it's like Kamala did what every political candidate who wants black votes does. For real, Hillary Clinton literally pulled hot sauce out her fucking purse. Joe Biden said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. They all do the same damn thing. It doesn't make
And look, you're absolutely right. I'm not disagreeing with Cynthia G at all.
Wait, no,
And on
she's talking about Megan. She said, I'm talking about Megan. He was about to make fun of her feet and said she was a liar. What did she lie about? Dusty Tory. Oh, she did lie about sleeping with Tory, but I think she got shot. They shot her. She shot her. Or it went off and she got shot. I don't know if he pointed it at her and said dance bitch to that degree, but he definitely let off a round and it hit her in the foot. What you think she lied about?
Well, I do think I knew she was lying about her having sex with him. I feel like the whole Megan, even though we was talking about Camilla, but whatever her name was, but I do feel like she did lie. Everybody knew she was lying. The Gayle King interview did not do anything but make her look even worse than everyone already thought about her. Why would you sit on national TV and lie? That's my thing. And people was in the comments, oh, well, I would lie too. I wouldn't say I would have had sex with a midget. It's not about if the man was
that word is derogatory. You got to say little people.
Oh my God, all these words. Little people. I wouldn't say I had sex with a little person. My thing is, it doesn't matter if he was a damn rock roller. That's what I'm saying. But that doesn't. But you gotta understand, if you're fighting a case, everything. If you get proved to lie one time, Love Jones.
Yeah, that's true. They gonna think everything is a lie.
Exactly. Because then they're gonna be like, well, what did you lie for? What did you have to lie for? Then it turns out not only did she lie, it basically said that Tory Lanez just shot her for no reason. She not only was smashing her best friend's man, but she was smashing everybody around her man. She went out her way, made sure that a man was in a relationship, and then proceeded to smash her.
And you know what got me though? Even though we're gonna get back to Kamala, I don't understand for the life of me why Meg Thee Stallion would ever come out and admit that. Like, bitch, you was supposed to take that to the grave. Ain't no way in the world I would have came out on my documentary and said, oh, I lied to that bitch. Yes, bitch, I lied to Gayle King. Why would you come out and say that? Like, just to open up another can of worms. She bugging.
And that's my thing. It's like, she's been working hard. I give it that. She's been working hard since, they said he shot her pinky toe off. That she's been working hard, but at the end of the day, it made that whole situation made her look bad, and her line about it made it look worse. That's my thing. When you tell one lie, especially when you're going up against somebody, that's like a victim of SA who going up against somebody, and they ask you, was you drunk when this happened? Was you ran with, whatever? And you say no, and then they find out that something you said was a lie. Everything you said is a lie.
Yeah, they're gonna try to use that against you to question your credibility. But we do gotta keep in mind, it was really Tory versus the state of California. He really got that prison sentence because he had that unlicensed firearm and he let off a round. So
exactly,
he didn't even want to call the police on him because that's how loyal we are to these niggas. Like for real. I don't know.
That was crazy, because if you shot my pinky toe off, you going to jail. I don't care if you're black, white, Mexican. You shot my pinky toe off, you going to jail. You going to the Shaw Skank Redemption, whatever that movie called. You going right up in there. How you gonna shot my pinky toe off and I'm gonna save you?
Who gives a crap what her race is? America is going to hell in a basket under this administration. What she said. And their plan was to destroy our economy, our children, their education, our resources. Well, I pray that doesn't happen, and we just gonna have to sit back and see. But now, so we just gonna have to sit back and see, and everybody needs to get their own eggs in the basket and get their affairs in order and try as best as you can to safeguard yourself and your family and your children, because what else is there to do? He won.
Exactly. And my thing is, what is them marching? I'm seeing the march. I'm seeing them saying, it's like with us, I'm seeing us though. That's what upsets me. Is oh, he gonna send us to Africa. Did you go to Africa the first 4 years he ran? Like, are you serious? Like, why am I seeing black people saying crazy stuff like that?
I
And
don't.
then y'all want, huh?
I said I don't know. It's a whole shit show. What really got me was people crashing out and crying and almost kicking the car windows out. And I'm like, it's not that. Like, he was already president before. Like, I don't really think that he's gonna send us back to Jim Crow. Like, I don't believe that. I believe that it's two wings on the same bird. And like I've said time and time again, ultimately things can happen to benefit all Americans, and we will, benefit somewhat from that. But particularly for our community, they've never done anything specifically for us. So we really have to figure out how to band together and do something for ourselves and stop relying on the government that doesn't give a shit about its citizens.
Exactly. If you remember a while ago, I want to say 2022 or either 2021, when them Chinese, well, when those Asian Americans, let me try my best to be politically correct, those Asian Americans were unalived, they immediately got an anti-hate bill.
That's what I was talking about earlier. Yes.
And then what did we get? If you remember in 2022, I believe, we got what? Juneteenth as a holiday, something that we was going to celebrate anyway. That's all we got. And also, if you remember, he was giving out crack pipes.
Oh Lord, not that I can cry. Oh Jesus Christ.
If you don't believe, you can look on YouTube. The Biden administration was actually administrating crack pipes.
Oh.
It's on YouTube. I think it. What's her name? She was on Angela Stanton. She who was a go hard for the Republic. She posted that
in California on Skid Row, right? I feel like I saw that. Like, it was like a guy in a trolley literally giving out. I saw that. Yes, I did see that. I saw that.
Exactly. That's what the Biden administration. Like, you really give those crack pipes. Like, not an anti-hate bill. Not whatever. We get crack.
Oh my God.
They get a bill to save their lives, and we just get crack.
Oh Lord. Well, I mean, if anybody wants to come up and hit the link and speak their piece, you're more than welcome to do so. I created this live stream for people to talk. I am doing my best to remain non-biased, so I'm allowing people to speak their piece, and I'm not really, chiming in too much because this is what this live is for.
And it's like, for some reason, I'm like, okay, I'm not a Democrat, I'm not a Republican, I'm independent because I feel like both sides are full of it. I had problems when Donald Trump was up in there, but I did not carry on how you see these people is carrying on currently, crashing out, crying, sliding down the shower wall, saying that I was going to go to Africa because I wish and Trump troop come to my house talking about you need to go back to Africa. I hope they can fight. And I hope they heavily armed. That's all I can say. Talk about some you going back to Africa. That's crazy. Because how are you going to send me somewhere and I was born here? I'm not illegal. You make it make sense.
People just be saying any damn things. Yeah.
But I notice it's mostly just us. And it's like, are y'all serious? It's like sometimes I'll be wondering, are y'all just joking? Or do y'all believe this in y'all heart? Like, this man is actually going to send y'all who were born in America, citizens, to a whole nother country that you was not even born in, that you also need a green card to get into. Like that, come on now.
Oh
You cannot be this slow.
That is crazy. People watch too much CNN. Yeah, I don't know. This is why I keep saying that, it's really tricky to talk about politics and certain subject matter because people get very much so in their feelings. And I get it because it's very passionate, but I didn't like that people were saying I'm unfollowing people and you're not my family if you voted for so-and-so and I'm friends with you, like literally unfollowing each other on Instagram. And I'm like, is this serious? Like, people really aren't allowed to have their own opinion? That's ridiculous to me.
Exactly. I'm at work and we was talking about the election. And when I tell you this 40-year-old sister man with a 40-year-old woman with some saggy old boobies was
Oh,
so mad, was just bouncing around. Ah, Donald Trump is evil. Orange man bad. Or titties just as flapping like Emo's ears. It was
oh,
just horrible. And I'm just like, calm down. It's not that deep. What is you carrying on like that for? If he wins, he wins. But I'm just telling you, America is built on racism, homophobia, and misogyny. They're not.
yeah.
If they're
So,
not going to let a white woman who's crystal clear become president, what makes you think you're going to have a
a person,
whatever she is?
person of color.
Exactly, person of color, because she claiming a lot of different sets at this point to be up in office. Come on now. And what happened? The exact same thing that is going to continue to happen. The only time they let Donald Trump out of there is with another man who is white.
Mm, child. The fact that Hispanics vote for him and he consistently makes fun of them blows my mind. Hispanics don't see they think they're white. I'm telling y'all, not all, not all. I don't mean to offend anybody. That's not to be offensive, but a lot of Hispanic people identify as whitey folks. It just is what it is.
Which makes zero sense because they get treated just like us. But then the dark skin ones, they're swear to God. Well, we go through the same thing black folks do, and we was raised around black people, so they give us the right, like Fat Joe, to say the N word whenever we get good and ready. No, that does not.
Oh my God, I cannot. That is hilarious. That grinds my gears to see other people of color that clearly are light with, are white. Yeah, this is exactly that I was just about to say that are clearly white saying nigga, 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 nigga. I'd be like, what the fuck is going on? Like, but then they hide under the of culturally being a Latino or Latina,
That they don't even do that. Oh, I'm Afro Latina. I can say that. My grandmama from 400 years ago was black. My grand uncle, who died in 1485, was black. So I can say nigga, 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 nigga. It's like,
Irks me. Because it be the white ones that be saying that the N word and oh no, I'm black. It's like no, you're not. You don't mark black on the census, and you're clearly not black. We can see you. We can look at
and you
you.
definitely don't get the same treatment.
That part.
It's like they don't realize the racism that goes against black folks, especially those of a darker shade, and Mexicans. They just don't like Mexicans and Cubans and Puerto Ricans and Hispanics. They just don't want y'all over here. They feel like y'all gonna take their jobs and y'all gonna work for pennies, and they just don't want you over here. They have a different kind of hate for us. That's what a lot of people don't understand.
It's crazy. The only thing we could do is just figure out, see what's gonna happen. But thank you so much for calling in.
Okay, you welcome, Love Jones. Hope y'all have a nice night.
Okay, bye. Y'all asked me to do this thing on Call and Show. Now they need to be sending out these notifications, child. Excuse me. Buyer's remorse will set in come July 2026. The only thing we could do is just continue to live lives in life and see what's going on and try to link up with our actual city officials from wherever it is that we live and put feet to the pavement. What about the floating island of garbage joke? Oh my God, somebody said that. See, I don't know. I don't know. That's crazy. Let me go and see if there's any other updates or anything that we could play right quick before we get up out of here. No one else wants to hit the dang on link, child. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. Let's play. Candace Owens is a mess, y'all. Oh my goodness. Let me see. I don't want to ruffle too many goddamn feathers. I'm trying to see what should we do. What do you should we play Piers Morgan or Candace Owens? I hope I don't get a copyright. Should we do Piers Morgan or Candace Owens? I'm gonna play one or the other, and then we're gonna bounce. If anybody else wants to hit the link to come up and speak their piece, you're more than welcome to do so. It's pinned. When Trump in office, he can't be controlled. Each and every day was something new that man was doing that wasn't approved through the checks and balances set up in the Congress. A comedian at a rally said Puerto Rico was a floating island. Oh my God! Oh, that guy that also said he was eating melon with a that said he Candace. Oh, we got one for Candace. We got one for Morgan. Yeah, that was disgusting. I don't know who approved of that man to get up there and make those jokes. Candace. Okay, we got 2 for Candace, 3 for Candace. All right, Candace it is. Let's see. Just wait, hold up. Let's okay, it's turned on. I hope we don't get a copyright strike, but we might, but it's okay. I'm doing this live for y'all anyway, so.
Just a tiny bit sad. I said to my team, where do we go from here? Who are we? Who am I? I don't know who I am. 42 million downloads across 24 episodes of the Kamala Chronicles. That is not a joke. 42 million downloads we had. You guys were listening, you were sharing, and I just don't know how I'm going to exist outside of just like, wanting to know who she is and getting to the bottom of it. And suddenly her genealogy is completely irrelevant. I'm sad. I hope Trump makes her an assistant or something so I can still keep looking into it. Look, we already know what the media talking points are going to be. What the media talking points are about her loss. It's because she's a woman. It's because she's a woman of color. I just want to stop everybody right there. Okay. Because what did America actually vote no to? Okay. Well, we voted no to Hollywood, voted no to race baiting. We voted no to sex baiting. We voted no to the my body, my choice, bizarre, public, satanic ritual that became women pretending that the only thing that we have ever cared about, the only thing that has ever mattered has been our right to murder our own offspring. I mean, that's weird. And I say this as somebody who's actually quite harsh on conservatives on the topic of pro-choice versus pro-life, because look, there's a ton of women who, like me when I was pro-choice, you grow up in high school and you learn the trump of self, right? So you think it's science that you're learning, you trust the science, and they tell you it's the responsible thing to do. And I don't think the average woman is doing this because they like get off on murder. You know what I mean? But Democrats completely moved away from the concept of pro-choice. I mean, this campaign, make no mistake, it was pro-death. Pro-death. They were just like, no, we absolutely have to be able to abort our children in the womb. They were celebrating that. And beyond that, what do they run on? What was the platform? It really was just abortion, and black men needed to behave like black men because Obama came down. I guess he left Martha's Vineyard and had to remind the brothers about what you have to be doing. And the brothers just weren't here for it. So yes, it is true. Kamala has formally conceded the race about an hour ago. And I will say, I thought that it was a well-written speech by whoever wrote that speech, because obviously it's some invisible speechwriter. It was not written by Kamala. She delivered well, because what Kamala is good at is just reading a teleprompter. It's the one thing that Joe Biden was actually very bad at. They should have just swapped a little bit there. Kamala is good at reading the prompter and not having to think. And she failed when she had to think, when people were asking her questions. She doesn't have her own thoughts. She can do nothing but deliver somebody else's thoughts. And so I thought, relative to everything she's done this election cycle with trying to speak and present her own thoughts, this was actually a pretty good concession speech. I am going to show you this part of it. Take a listen.
I told y'all I thought this was really, really good, but we're not gonna watch it again.
Election and the story of her life is it's been one long coronation for Kamala Harris. Okay. She slept with the right person, Willie Brown, and then she got on the right boards and got the right jobs when she was in San Francisco. Again, that's not coming from me. It's not me being petty. You can go back and you can read their articles. That is just the reality of what San Francisco was writing about. All the journalists basically saying, who is this woman? Why is she being allowed to be a part of any political process when all she's done is slept with a powerful man? Okay. And then what happened here is her party staged a coup. That's what happened this year. Her party staged a coup against an ailing elderly man. Credit to Hillary Clinton, by the way. I don't even know how she kept.
You know, people might not like this, but I agree. They did stage a coup. No one got to vote for her to be the Democratic candidate. And I think that's another reason why the Democrats lost. She got up in there because Joe Biden was senile, incompetent, and sleep the fuck out somewhere. Multiple things can be true at once, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm mutual. I'm independent.
Kept it within herself to pretend to support Kamala, because Hillary Clinton, for better or worse, she actually did run. She ran a campaign and she lost. And yes, she was arrogant and she never foresaw the possibility that she could lose. Hence this amazing tweet that we must always unearth that Hillary Clinton tweet.
Well, she's talking about Hillary right now, but Kamala absolutely did run a good campaign for her to not have as much time to prepare. I will give her that. I did agree with Cynthia G when she said that.
It to herself before the election back in 2016 at 8:03 a.m. on October 26th. Hillary Clinton tweeted, "Happy birthday to this future president." So much happening here. Who even tweets a happy birthday to themselves beyond that, just being like, I'm going to be the president. Like, yes, she was arrogant. But as I said, she actually ran and she actually lost, and she was able to hold a conversation. She understood the policies. She had been obviously the first lady under Bill Clinton, and she had something to say. So you could see people rallied around, maybe this is going to be the candidate. Kamala didn't do any of that. She was coronated, and then she barely ran for just 107 days. Like, she actually says that in her concession speech. 107 days, we did this. Just 107 days, 3 months, that's it. It's utterly unheard of. And she looked tired. She looked annoyed that she was even being required to do anything for that long. She was lazy. She was even too lazy to just be herself. I mean, she plagiarized Barry Soetoro's playbook. It was the exact same game. She was like, oh, Obama did it. I'll just do it. I'm going to publish this fake book. Let me post up with my fake grandma. Here's me and my grandma Beryl. And then things began to unravel. Honestly, if I'm being completely honest here, the only thing, the singular thing that was indeed unfair to Kamala Harris was that she came after Joe Biden's election in 2020. Because let me show you this chart. It's an amazing chart, right? So that's 2012 election. What you're seeing right here that's being represented on the y-axis is just votes in the millions. In 2012, in blue and Democrats, 65 million votes. In 2016, 65 million votes. Just now for Kamala Harris, 65 million votes 2024. Look at 2020. Just 80 million votes. It's never happened before. It's never happened before, but somehow the Democrats just increased their margins by 15 million votes. Not for Barack Obama. Not for Barack Obama. For Joe Biden. So we know what happened.
Thank you for the super chat. Self-helper said Kamala tried to play in black folks' faces with all them celebrities shucking and jiving. It's so disrespectful to black people. Yeah, I really didn't like that. I wasn't into that either. I don't like that they all pander. I didn't like when Joe Biden said, if you don't vote for me, then you ain't black. That shit, I didn't like when Hillary Clinton had hot sauce in her fucking bag. Like, the whole shit gives minstrel show. Honestly, I'm through with the circus. I really am. I've been through with it, honestly. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I mean, but this is the life that we live. This is the world that we're living in. So this is what everyone is talking about. And I know you guys are into it. And so we making us some content right now. And y'all got me playing Candace Owens, and we in the building. It's 1 a.m. on a, what's tonight? On a Thursday morning, I guess, Wednesday night, Thursday morning. And we outside.
Happened was they cheated in 2020, and I feel badly. It's unfair for her that the story is going to be that she somehow lost a ton of votes when in reality what happened in 2020 is that Joe Biden found a ton of votes in the form of mail-in ballots, and that's why we just were not accepting those election results. In my opinion, Trump actually won 3 times. So yeah, we did it. I'm proud of us. Today is our Super Bowl parade. We're allowed to laugh at the things that people are doing online. In fact, I would like to take this noble moment to show you this young woman on TikTok, because I think she speaks for all liberals and celebrities today. Go listen.
I'm sorry. No. Why?
I'll tell you back.
Why? Do you really hate it that bad?
She just needs a doctor. I don't know what to say. That is just amazing, happening all over the.
See, that was one of the videos I saw. I was like, what the hell is going on? This is outrageous.
Internet. They are deeply upset that we did it. And in terms of the listeners on this show, what we accomplished here, no doubt, is that we made Kamala Indian again, which is why we are selling the hats on clubcandace.com. Made Kamala Indian again. We could not have done it without you guys. All right, let me tell you about Good Ranchers really quickly. Every year during Thanksgiving, there was a classic debate of is turkey or ham better. If you picked either you'd be wrong, because the third and correct option is a free ham from Good Ranchers is the answer. During their Thanksgiving special, you can choose any box of their 100% American meat and wild-caught seafood and get a free 10-pound spiral-cut ham added to it for free. By shopping at Good Ranchers, you're directly supporting local farms and ranchers in the United States. Basically, this election is over.
Jenny, is that it?
Chang.
Just want to say this.
BRB, Chang, because they just called Pennsylvania for Donald J. Trump.
There's one other end. You know what the other end is? Tom just told me they also called Alaska. I'm just saying that's going to be done with. So at this point,
that's it, man.
Officially
That's
over?
it. Donald Trump's president.
That's a wrap. It's over.
It's over. Wow.
It was amazing. And if you go back and you watch it, he had tears in his eyes. I really just don't think he expected this whatsoever. And as I said, we had 280,000 people watching PBD show. I'm going to show you actually just the rankings, because this is amazing to see this too. Last night really was the final FU to the mainstream media. Just a nail in the coffin. We hate you right back. I mean, and just the order of people. If you guys had that chart of who was on YouTube and who was polling, if you guys don't have it, it's fine. But it was like PBD's podcast, and then behind it was the Associated Press, and behind that was ABC News. And we're asking this question of why. And the answer is it's because nobody believes or trusts the mainstream media anymore. So this really was a referendum last night to see the mainstream media in a crisis, trying to understand how this could happen. And it was building towards that. The momentum was building towards that, with Jeff Bezos doing something that was actually, I think, he exemplified tremendous humility to step down from his empire and say, what are we doing at the Washington Post? Why are we endorsing candidates like it matters? And why does it seem like we're now just writing articles to ourselves, like we're just elitists? And the message was firmly sent to the rest of the mainstream media who didn't believe him. Like, we won the Senate. The House is looking good as well. We might just sweep everything. And if you look at the exit polls, it is telling us a unique story about where America sits. And I'm going to show you some of this exit poll graph. You know, you see white men, 59% of them voted for Donald Trump. White women, which people were trashing white women and making it seem like white women were predominantly liberal. That proved to be wrong last night as well. 52% voted for Donald Trump. I mean, to look at the true story last night, Black men, especially in Georgia, 20% now. 20% now. I don't think you understand how much of a gain this is. This is the Democrat Party is done. I mean, if Black women match that energy, they're forever done. And we've always had trouble with Black women. I don't know why they seem more attached to the narrative that the Democratic Party is going to say them, but Black men really said no to Barack Obama, like Barry rolling up his sleeves, an inauthentic sleeve cuff roll, and lecturing them about what it means to be a Black man, which is something that he's never lived his life as he was raised by white people in Hawaii and went to unbelievably expensive schools and dated white women. It's very strange that he thinks that he can do this and not get called out in this day and age. Latino men, look at that. Look at Latino men, 54% for Trump. And so this is not really telling a story about this racist Hitler man. You have Latino women at 37%. Unbelievable to see that. And honestly, I'm surprised it's not more than 37%. I have not come across Latino women that supports Kamala. So that really shocks me. And then you have all other. So you wonder, you look at that and you say, are they gonna be humble? Are they gonna humble themselves? Are they going to come down from their high horses and look us in the face and say, look, we got this thing wrong? Well, apparently my husband says Brian Stelter of CNN has done that. I actually haven't read the article, but apparently he's written a piece to the same effect of Jeff Bezos' piece. But the majority of people in mainstream media are not doing that. They're just going to keep on going and keep on accusing and keep on name calling all Americans. Take a listen to this compilation of the corporate media just shedding tears.
I can't help but wonder if the American people have given up on democracy.
We cannot ignore there is still a lot of racism and gender bias in this country.
I wish I had better news for my daughter later this morning. I mean, I know Tim Miller and I were talking about this earlier when she and so many others wake up to this news. I wish I could have called her and told her that the first woman president had just been elected. I wish that. I won't be able to do that.
There is a sort of Russian embrace of disinformation, a radical devaluing of truth over the last 9 to 10 years, and a complete ignorance on civics.
That message obviously was not enough to get enough white women to vote for Vice President Harris, a fellow woman. This will be the second opportunity that white women in this country have to change the way that they interact with the patriarchy.
You're talking about the propaganda campaign and the playbook of Trump. This is not new. This is not surprising. This is directly out of Hitler's playbook. This is out of an autocrat playbook.
It's not the elite that's going to pay the price. It's people who woke up this morning with a dream and are going to bed with a nightmare. And those people didn't deserve to be respected and held and talked to. Those are the people who are going to pay the price for whatever Donald Trump decides to do.
I just don't know how they can stand themselves. They're quite literally unbearable. Like, they're every single person they are insulting. White women, it's your fault for just being white and not doing what we told you to do. Like, it's not, we're not going to suffer. We're the elitists. You're going to suffer for not listening to us who are among the elite. Because if you had listened to us, we wouldn't be in this predicament. I just don't know how they can stand themselves when they say the same thing over and over again. He's Hitler. It's about racism. It's about sexism. It's about misogyny. This country's just not ready to elect a woman. No, we're just not ready to elect a weak woman. By the way, something that stood out to me is just that the only times we've ever.
Do y'all think if Candace Owens ever ran for president, she would win? Like, probably like in the next 15 years when she's like 50? Like, do y'all think? I think that if she ran as a Republican, she probably could win. I think she could. I could see it. J-Lo said no. Self-helper said no. Yep, she can do it. No for Candace being president. I don't know. I feel like people like her. And I'm not saying I do. I'm just saying people like her.
Seen.
And then I feel like that's why I said in 15 years, because I don't think that we're anywhere near ready to see a woman be president. Like, it's literally probably going to take another 15, 20 years before we ever see that.
Throughout the election process, people that are unwilling to give a concession speech, it has been women. It has been Democratic women. Hillary Clinton first, just saying to her supporters, sending somebody out. I think it might have been Podesta, and saying she's not coming out tonight after they're all crying on the floor. That was exceptional. It will never be better than the night that Hillary Clinton lost, because they were just so convinced they were all going to win, and then they were crying and holding their stuffed animals. And the same thing with Kamala. Like, the women don't even have the strength to come out and do the proper thing, to look at your supporters and to say, thank you. And here is a vision I can tell you. Maybe because they can't go off the cuff. Hillary Clinton hadn't prepared a concession speech. Maybe Kamala Harris, we know, certainly can't speak off script. Maybe she similarly hadn't prepared a speech and wanted somebody to write it for her. But there's something that's fundamentally weak about that. Like, we have only seen women, in my view, that have displayed attributes of weakness, not like their leaders, just kind of like they're arrogant and they expect somebody to just come and place a tiara on their head. And so naturally, we know that what comes with this over and over again. And speaking of Brian Stelter, when they realize that people are getting around their narrative, like, why are people watching Candace Owens? Why are people watching Joe Rogan, independent media? Why are people doing that? They inevitably start making calls for censorship. And the number one show that I wanted to watch last night was The View. I did. I'm not going to lie. I had no idea. I had no idea what network they were on. I didn't know where to watch it, but I tweeted that I can't wait to watch The View. And I was not the only one. They were trending last night because conservatives were desperate to watch them have a meltdown. And they delivered on calls for censorship. Take a listen to what the ladies had to say today.
In Finland, kids in nursery school are learning to discern between fake news and real news. Yeah. They should be teaching that in this country. Yeah. Teach children tolerance. Teach them to think critically.
Well, it would help if we could regulate social media, because one of the biggest offenders is DC and Congress have not been able to do one thing in regard to the rogue corporations of social media.
It's not going to get any better with Elon Musk in the administration. I want to.
So these are the fascists. They're looking for fascists everywhere, and they don't see that they're basically saying what we need to do is regulate so nobody can ever hear any perspective other than ours. That's what they're saying. No one should be able to get to any other opinions except for ours. It is the job of the government. Oh, these women, they love democracy. No, they love a bureaucracy. Okay. It is a job of the government to make it so that it is impossible for us to lose, because the only opinion that people will ever hear is ours. And people are out there clapping like seals. It's fascinating. They just cannot see themselves at all. They cannot see that they are not the party of liberty and the party of freedom. They are the party of oppression. They are the party of high gas. They are the party that has completely crushed our economy. They're the party of open borders, and people said no to it. And so what they're going to do is they're going to try to be more aggressive, which is why Trump needs to use his time in office to recognize that everything that he has to do must be to make it so that we are guarding our freedoms into the future. He cannot waste a single minute. I mean, day one, I want to see Edward Snowden pardoned. I want to see Julian Assange pardoned. I want Alex Jones to be the press secretary. Like, we deserve that. I feel like that's the right thing. Like, they took down InfoWars. How great would it be if Alex Jones every day just comes out and he wouldn't even have a binder. He would just be out there being Alex Jones, telling CNN to crawl under a rock. Like, that's what we deserve right now. We need that. Okay. We just need a referendum on the elites and the deep states. And by the way, what is amazing is that their entire bits, again, they didn't really have a strategy other than to just keep calling Trump Hitler and to talk about how women are not going to be able to abort their children, to kill their offspring. But their entire bit also hinged upon trying to convince the world that among every other name, Trump was a criminal. He's Hitler. He's a threat to democracy. He is a person that needs to be behind bars. And it was them that quite literally utilized the Department of Justice, again, a tremendous abuse of power, because they love bureaucracy. It allows them to go after the people by using the government. They don't need a majority in that way. They just need a majority in the Department of Justice. That's the way they view things now. They just need a majority in Congress to get things that they want done. They don't need to worry about the will of the people. And we rejected that. We rejected the narrative that Trump was a threat. And now it seems like they just instantly given up because it's been announced today, or at least over the last couple of hours, they're dropping all of those fake cases that are remaining against him because they realize, okay, this isn't actually working. And so we're just going to let go of these 2 federal cases. Take a listen to MSNBC speaking about that because they seem a little bit upset about it.
Yeah, Chris, it's not a surprise that these cases can't go forward when Donald Trump takes office. What's interesting here is that the DOJ is moving to end them even before he takes office, citing the long-standing DOJ sitting presidents can't be prosecuted. And there was some thought that maybe Special Counsel Jack Smith was going to sprint through the finish line, was going to work up until the last day, force Trump to fire him, wait till a new attorney general was appointed. But that does not appear to be the thinking inside the department. The thinking is that these cases can't go forward. There's no reasonable prospect of getting to trial within the 3 months before Donald Trump takes office. These cases are mired in legal issues that would be appealed all the way to the Supreme Court had Donald Trump lost the election. So now that he's won the election, DOJ officials are thinking that, look, there's just no room to move in these cases. And so the sensible thing to do is to figure out a way to wind them down. And it may stem from Donald Trump's lawyers filing some kind of motion or making a request saying, in light of the DOJ policy, you need to drop these cases. Now, there are a few wrinkles here, one of which is that the classified documents case includes 2 other defendants who are not subject to that policy. And it's been dismissed, obviously, but that dismissal has been appealed. And the DOJ considers that ruling to be very bad law. They would like to be overturned. So that appeal may continue in some form. But the reality is that Donald Trump is not going to be a part of these cases. And what this means, I mean, we knew this, right? But just coming to grips with what this means intellectually is that Donald Trump is not likely to be held accountable on these very serious federal criminal charges that many people believe were worse than what Richard Nixon did or was accused of doing in Watergate. Now, there's no guarantee that Trump would have been convicted at trial, but as Joyce Vance, our legal commentator, said to me this morning, what's not going to happen is he's not going to face a jury of his peers who would evaluate the evidence and render a verdict.
Yeah, you see, this is why I'm not feeling like Trump should be magnanimous. And I think that was almost the problem is like he got into office last time and he was sort of like, I'm just going to let it all go. Like first when he was running, he was like, lock her up. And then he was like, I'm going to let it all go. And then what they did when they got power is they let nothing go and they went after him for 4 years. And I just don't want Trump to forget that. I really do want him to recognize what has happened and to realize that that threat is not going to go away for the American people. He has to go after these corrupt people. He just absolutely must go after them with the same exact energy that they came after him with. We're happy. Trump survived all of this. I mean, he's a legend. There's no other way to put it. He survived the smears, the libels, the Me Too cases from the 90s, the 80s, the 2 assassination attempts. So yeah, he deserved the speech and he deserved to win this and we deserved to celebrate his win. And here he was, just a little snippet of his acceptance speech last night.
Just as I did in my first term, we had a great first term, a great first term. I will govern by a simple motto: promises made, promises kept. We're going to keep our promises. Nothing will stop me from keeping my word to you, the people. We will make America safe, strong, prosperous, powerful, and free again. And I'm asking every citizen all across our land to join me in this bigger, better, bolder, richer.
Yeah, he did. He did, Mia. I gave commentary about the first one when I was on TMZ one time, but it seemed so fishy and staged. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Like, it felt like staged as hell because people were saying, hey, there's someone on the roof. And Secret Service didn't make a move to apprehend the person that was on the roof. And it's like, yo, this is Donald Trump. If you really think there's a fucking threat, how could that person be up on the roof and actually have time to fire a shot? Like, the math just was not mathing to me as far as that one goes. Now, the second one, I don't really know much about that.
Safer and stronger than it has ever been before. God bless you and God bless America. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Look, Donald Trump, your president, cry harder levels. And you did a lot of crying. I'm going to get into that. We're going to just take a trip to memory lane, plus look at some celebrity tweets since he's been elected. But first, I want to tell you guys about Beam, because for weeks we have been caught in the election chaos, the tension, the endless debates, the commercials, the news cycles that seem to get louder and more frantic every day. Thanks to my friends are at Beam. Sleep is no longer just a way to escape. It's a gift. In this fast-paced world, we often overlook the power of a good night's sleep. Sleep is our foundation. It fuels our energy. Because I just find her to be so arrogant and so pompous. And she had the sweeping cat endorsement, love a childless cat lady. Yeah, America said no to childless cat ladies, Taylor Swift. We did. And I get that you were on a high, like you always are, because you're in that new relationship high and you're kind of always in a new relationship. And you were coming off of your tour and people do love you as an artist and the music that you make. So you're just thinking, how could I lose? Like, everyone's rooting for me and Travis Kelce to get married. So all I have to do is tell them how to vote and they'll accept it. And they didn't accept it. They said no to you, Taylor Swift. Please come down from your high horse. No one actually cares what you think politically because you don't live a real reality. Okay, you're jetting back and forth. It's like no one can even relate to these things. What they want from you is for you to break up with Travis Kelce and drop a next album so we can bop to the tunes. That's what we want from you, Taylor Swift. Just listen to me. Okay, that's it. Not your cats and telling us to vote for Kamala Harris because you're scared about something and you want to be a childless cat lady. I don't even know what the vibe was, but we said no. And of course, we had Megan Thee Stallion shaking her booty for Kamala, because this is for the black people. Now you know what you gotta do. Shake your butts for Kamala. Let's watch that.
What the body this your girl Megan Thee Stallion, aka the hot girl coach, reporting live with the future president of the United States. Everybody, what do you have to say to the American people? We are not going back.
That is just so embarrassing. Then you had, of course, J-Lo, who brought the tears. Give it to us, J-Lo.
I cannot. When J-Lo came out and started crying, that took me the fuck out of town.
I promised myself I wouldn't get emotional. But you know
but
what?
You are. What?
You know what?
What?
We should be emotional.
Should we?
We should be upset. We should be scared and outraged. We should. Our pain matters. We matter. You matter. Your voice and your vote matters. And look, don't be afraid to make people around you uncomfortable. Invite people around you to be the change, to go out there and vote. Nobody likes having tough conversations or talking about politics, but trust me, I've been in some of these rooms. I see the way power works in this country. They love it when you do nothing, okay? A non-vote is an agreement. It just makes it easier for them to do whatever they want, whatever serves them. And this election is about your life. It's about you and me and my kids and your kids. Don't make it easy. Make them pay attention to you. That's your power. That's your power. Your vote is your power.
I mean, she acts like she sings. She's always just been a C-. You know what I mean? That's just like poor acting. It's like like the J.
Oh, Candace is a hoot.
Low rom-com flick. That's just like in the background that you're watching. You're happy to watch it, but it's not particularly good. It's not going to win any awards. Like that's that, right? I promise I wasn't going to get emotional, but we should get emotional. We should care about our future. And I feel like that's always her expressions in every movie and the way she sounds in every movie when she's trying to deliver things. And it just feels fake. She did it because she had to do it because, Diddy and her got into a little bit of trouble, at least according to Kanye. And then, of course, who could forget our favorite? I personally, my favorite was Cardi, just like realizing she had no thoughts and needed the teleprompter. We'll just watch the beginning of this. Take a listen.
What's up, Milwaukee? How you guys doing?
Cardi was so embarrassed and humiliated that she crashed out on Armand Wiggins. Armand was like, girl, I wasn't even talking about you when I was saying stuff. She just crashed out, child. That's how upset she was, up in arms about this, child.
Hey! I'm nervous. I'm excited. What's up, y'all?
Just buying yourself time here.
1 second, guys. 1 second.
What's up? I mean, that's just like, it's bad. That's like, we come out of this, like, that is just bad. It's so bad. It's so obvious. I'm glad she did it. And she has been the most vocal about Kamala since she spoke out then. By the way, she looks lovely. I wish Cardi B would dress like that more. I think she looks very lovely and very classy. But anyways, everything she said was something that was clearly being written for her, which is why she couldn't riff her. She couldn't say anything from the heart. And it got sluttier after that. So really only way to say it. It got sluttier after that in the form of Sexy Red, who came and told us in a tweet that she was voting for Kamala for president because she doesn't want people to tell us what to do with her coochie. And I feel like that was the most honest endorsement that Kamala ever got. Like that was like, by the way, of everyone who I think woke up and might have a little bit of egg on their
that shit, her reading that just made me scream. I cannot.
Face. Sexy Red is not one of them. Zero shame. She said what she meant. And like, I just feel like she has zero shame in her life. Then we had Eminem endorsing Kamala. I mean, they went full bore. Eminem. Usher came out. Let's watch Usher, who came out in support of Kamala.
We all know what it means to be supportive, but ladies and gentlemen, we are here to support the next president of the United States. Kamala Harris, ladies and gentlemen.
And I just wonder, for people that are Democrats, maybe you're watching the show, maybe you're like, let me hear different perspectives. You're probably not. You're probably looking at your rooms. But if you are actually watching the show and you are a Democrat, how does that not insult you? Like that level of A-list celebrity, how does that not seem to you like they're hiring actors and entertainers and that they just are thinking if we can entertain you, you won't think about the policies? Like at a certain level, that much has to be insulting to you. I hope it's insulting to you because I would be insulted by that. I want to hear somebody's ideas. I don't need to hear them bring out every A-lister in the entire world, from Beyonce. Would even bring up Beyonce, who also came out and gave 3 minutes and it felt like all of them were doing this because they were completely forced. I want Democrats to be better than this. I genuinely, there's a part of me that feels compassionate toward the other side because I'm going, how can you be convinced by that? How do J-Lo fake tears that we see in every single one of her rom-coms make you think that she's being honest and actually move you to action. You have to be more intellectual than that. You need to be more emotionally sober than that. Forget intellect. You need to be more emotionally sober, not having your emotions so easily swayed because you like someone's music. Who cares? Who cares? Why is Usher authorized to tell you anything? Eminem? This is literally a guy that wrote album after album about how he wanted to kill his baby mama. Like what authorized him? Like, you know, cleaning out the closet with his mom. What authorized him to tell you how to vote? What is it about Eminem's life that you went, well, yeah, I'm going to vote for Kamala because Eminem says so? Like, what is impressive about these people outside of the music or the art that they produce that you believe gives them the authority to tell you how to vote? Like, what makes you think that Cardi B is an expert on the economy? What makes you think that LeBron James is suddenly able to speak to you guys about policy? What does he give off? I'm just genuinely curious. I want to get to know you guys better. Okay.
It's funny because if Diddy wasn't in jail and he didn't have the scandal, he would have been on a stage somewhere endorsing Kamala as well.
And it's been very interesting when I go back to saying how we now realize they're all unhinged or uneducated or popping pills, to see that they all do the same thing after they lose. It's like they draft in their kids for propaganda. It's very embarrassing. It's like they're suddenly like, they all say like, oh, my kid's crying, like my child is crying, my daughter's crying. They always use the daughter too, because they feel like if they say their son's crying, it won't be, they can't sell it. They're like, my daughter doesn't know what's going to happen with the future. We saw this when Hillary Clinton lost. Christina Applegate, I want you to take a look. So she's an actress, and I want you to take a look at what she tweets. She was having a full-blown meltdown, but this tweet really stood out to me because it's so monstrous. She wrote, why? Give me your reasons why. My child is sobbing because her rights as a woman may be taken away. Why? And if you disagree, please unfollow me. So I want to be clear. The reason she says my child is because it's literally a child. She's not a woman. She has a daughter that is 13 years old, which means it is plausible that her daughter has not even gone through puberty. And yet your daughter is sobbing over the prospect that if she does go to puberty and she does become sexually active and she does somehow get pregnant, that she may not have the opportunity to decide whether or not she wants to rip her offspring limb for limb.
Oh my God.
Like, are you, that is like and I literally tweeted back her. I said, Christina, if your daughter is sobbing over this, the age of 13, when I was 13, I was coordinating dances with my friends, you know, like I was going to a park, playing basketball. I was cool thing to do. What are you concerned about for your daughter? What are you worth with a cool 100 million? I think he quite literally lives in a $125 million house in Beverly Hills. And what is he worried about? Well, your kids are good. Your kids are so good that your son Bronny doesn't even deserve to be on the Lakers, but he's on the Lakers because you use a little bit of nepotism to get him there. Like, your kids are so good, they don't even have to meet the talent level of the NBA to get into the NBA. Like,
oh my God, she's telling the truth, and people don't like her at all, and I understand why. But even a broken clock is right twice a motherfucking day, child.
Whether it's the EU over in Europe, how we are going to just suppress speech. And I don't think that's going to be a plausibility for them under this presidency. All right, guys, I'm going to tell you about American financing because the economy has been a major burden on the average American. Wages are flat, expenses are up, and it is very hard to manage to pay all. You know, and it's something that you seem to be embracing, and that's absolutely fine. No hate your way. But you know, for America, it's about our families. It's about wanting to keep the gas prices low, wanting them to return to being $1.30, which they were under Trump, wanting us to be able to afford groceries. I mean, people are literally paycheck to paycheck. It's incredible how out of touch they are. They don't realize what taxes are doing to them. They don't realize how hard it is, by the way, for people to even break into the markets. I'm talking about entrepreneurialism, all of the regulations. The environment is not friendly for small business owners. That's why I just saw that it was being floated that Thomas Massie maybe tapped into the cabinet for the agricultural position. And that would be amazing. Absolutely amazing. It's even the farmers, the ranchers, everybody in America is suffering. You guys can't see it because you live in Los Angeles. You live in Beverly Hills because you live in mansions, and you are just, I genuinely want you to get in touch, because if you were in touch, you would shut up. If you were in touch, you would go, my gosh, I don't deserve any of this. All I do is read lines and say basic things. Who am I to lecture these people who work with their hands every day? You know, who am I to lecture these people who work the hours that they work, the truck drivers, so that I can enjoy the life that I have? They don't even know where their stuff comes from. No, genuinely, people like LeBron James and Christina Applegate, these people think that their food grows in a grocery store. They think their food grows in Whole Foods. They thank Jeff Bezos for their food. That's what they do. At night, they pray and they thank Jeff Bezos for their food and the Amazon lords for their food. But truly, I believe that. I think that they don't even understand. They don't comprehend how anything in the world works because they've never worked a single day with their hands. They don't. And so they just.
She's not lying. These people don't even go to the grocery store. I remember I saw an interview with Mariah Carey, and they asked her when's the last time she went to the grocery store, like food shopping. And she was like, Oh my God, like food shopping, like grocery shopping, like I can't even remember. They're really far removed from the real world. They really, really fucking are.
Dismiss everybody as a racist. Everybody's a racist. Everyone's a racist. It's sexist. It's because she's a woman, not because she's an idiot. You know, it's because she's a woman of color, not because she didn't deserve it and she didn't work for it. Or because people are insulted by the idea that you keep thinking that you can throw celebrities in our face and we're going to respond to it. We're tired of it. And so it's going to be interesting now, guys. It's going to be really interesting because going into the next election, the game has changed. They now see this no longer works. So what do? What do? The celebrities don't work. The Taylor Swifts don't work. The Beyoncés don't work. They're not listening to Usher. My goodness, we have a problem. Houston, we have a problem. They're not listening to Eminem. Yeah, it's so weird. Slim Shady, yeah, they're not listening to him. LeBron puts up so many points every game. Why are they listening to him? What is going to be the Democratic strategy? That's my question. What is going to be the Democratic strategy heading into 2028? And yes, we already do have to start thinking about 2028. And I am just hopeful that Trump does not let us down. You know, I hope that his campaign has not been infiltrated by neocons. It is a mild fear that I have that the war class has infiltrated his campaign. I hope that he just gives them all hell, goes straight back to America first, defends the borders, works for the people that we trust that are in fact America first, people like Thomas Massey.
She needs to be a part of his team. Like, they need to hire Candace, which y'all said she should be his press secretary. She needs to do something because she seems to have an idea of what he needs to do during his presidency.
And just continues to be a royal pain in these people's asses. Because that's what he is. Donald Trump is, imagine you're like, we tried to assassinate this man twice. How is he still here? It's an onslaught of Me Too cases. We took out Gloria Allred. How is this man still here? Every case that he has been through, he has survived it. And so I'm proud of him, and I'm hopeful, and I hope that he keeps that exact same energy for these next couple of years, 4 years, and puts us in a better place than we certainly are in right now. All right, guys, I'm going to read some of your comments, see what you guys are thinking about everything that's happening right now. What do we have going on? Meggie writes, we must remember to keep sharing good values and truth and work even harder now. Evil will never relent, so we can't let this victory reduce our commitment.
Okay. We listen to Candace Owens by popular demand. Y'all my people, so I'm going to give y'all what y'all request. All right, now I'm about to get up out of here. This has been another amazing show. I appreciate you all so much. You know, I just hope that we can continue to respect each other's opinions. I've done a couple of lives. I probably have said some things that some of you may not agree with. And you may have said some things that I don't agree with, but there's no love lost. Like, we are all people. We are all entitled to think how we want to think, you know, to feel how we want to feel, to vote how we want to vote. I just hate that, you know, these types of situations just make us even more divisive when it comes to one another, especially in times like this when we definitely need to do a better job at banding together and sticking beside each other, you know, because like I said, these are the cards that we've been dealt. But ultimately, you are in control of your life and your livelihood, unless a war break out, child, which I feel like because of who we have in office, a war is not going to happen. That may have otherwise happened, but that's another story for another day. I love y'all so much. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I would say I'll see you all mañana, but I'll see you all later today, child, because it's technically Thursday. We done broke day together for the second night in a row. Would you look at that? Spread love is the Brooklyn way. See you later, love bugs. Good night.